Right, welcome back everybody. Part 2 on this Ford Mondeo Mk3. It's got the P.A.T.S problem. It starts and cuts out straight away. So we're going to come back now and do a bit more investigation on it and see what we can find. Let's get started.
Right, so a bit of slight background history on this Mondeo. It's had about 7 attempts at trying to get this thing going. Even a Ford dealer apparently has looked at it. We don't know nothing about that. And none of them have come up with a solution. We understand it's a problem with the P.A.T.S system. And there's various videos online of the P.A.T.S system and how to repair it, restore it and stuff like that. We've had the Forscan software plugged into this, and it's showing that there's 270 keys registered in the P.A.T.S system itself, and a maximum of 8 keys have been registered with this car. In other words, you can't program a new key with it. So we've been into the Forscan software. We've tried to gain access to the ECU via the Forscan software. That's give us access denied for some reason, so we don't know what the previous people have actually done, whether they've changed anything in the ECU. But we're going to try and start from the beginning now. And what we're going to do, because there have been problems with the P.A.T.S system, with cars having bad earth systems. And we're going to take the main earths now, clean the main earths just to start there, and then we'll plug the Forscan software in again and see if we can bypass the security module and hopefully rub off all the known keys on the P.A.T.S system. And to do that, you have to have 2 master keys where you can then reprogram the 2 master keys. We don't know how far we're going to get. As I say, we don't know what other people have done to this, so we're going to start from the beginning by having a look at these main fuse box earths that feed all the control modules. So we've removed the battery and the battery tray there, as you can see, and underneath one of the fuse boxes here, you've got the Torx pieces there on one of the chassis earths. There's another one down there as well, which we're going to undo, and there's also 2 more down there with 10mm bolts. You can't quite see them, so we're going to undo them, make sure they're all very clean, and then we'll have a look at the system from then onwards. So we're going to take them out now. Right, so it just unbolted them screws there, and if we remove the actual lug, as you can see there, all they've done literally is just bolt the lug onto bare paintwork. Look, so all you're relying on is the rusty bolt to provide the good earth. So we'll be cleaning all these up, and also the bottoms of the lugs there, and making sure that these are nice and clean. And we'll also put some conductive grease on there as well, just to make sure that we keep it clean after we've rubbed it down to bare metal. So that's what we're going to do with both of them. That one's exactly the same there. So yeah, it just goes to show you, you have to check these things. And this could be one of the reasons why that these electronic control modules can fail or play up intermittently because of poor earth connections. So we're just doing this as a matter of precaution. So we're just going to clean these up now with some sandpaper and then lubricate them and put them back together. Right, so we've cleaned them up with a wire drill there. As you see, a wire bit on the drill. And Gary's just bolting them back in together now. We've also cleaned the terminals with a electric contact cleaner, and once he bolts them back in, we'll just go over there with some silicone grease and just cover them up so any bare patches won't go rusty. So we know there we're dealing with decent earths now. We're going to do the same to them 2 earths down there now, and then that'll be that job finished and we can put that back in. Right, we're going to get the battery back in now and the battery tray now they're all done. So important to have a decent battery, a fully charged battery for these cars with electronic control modules, because if you haven't got enough voltage there, it's surprising how they don't want to know. They might turn the engine over, but everything else requires a good power source. So a decent battery and a fully charged battery are essential, especially when doing fault diagnosis. Right, okay then, so Gary's now going to try and start the car. We're not expecting anything, but the thing what we've got here, as you can probably see, if we look in here, there's the flashing light on the immobiliser with the keys off, and when you put the keys, the ignition on, you'll get the rapid flashing there to show that the immobiliser is still active and that the keys probably aren't paired with it. And when you go to start the car, it starts up first time and then it cuts out. So I'll just show you that again while I'm standing around at the engine. Engine starts and then it cuts out. So obviously the P.A.T.S system is still being employed and it's cutting off the fuel supply to the car. Now you may see videos on this system where people say they bypassed the solenoid on the fuel rail and stuff like that. We can't find any solenoid. That looks like the fuel rail there. We can't sort of see any solenoid. There's the fuel input to the fuel rail and it comes directly down to a pipe down there. So we're not too sure what people are talking about there. So we're going to get the Forscan software out on my laptop. We're going to plug it in and see if we can disable all the keys that are registered to this car and start afresh. And hopefully, well, I say hopefully, we've actually tried this before and it didn't work. So, but we're going to try it on camera now so that you can see, and maybe we can get to the bottom of this problem. Right, so we're on the laptop now and we're in the P.A.T.S system now. And it's saying, as you can probably see there, we've got stored keys, 255 number of stored keys on this vehicle. So we're going to go for the ignition key erase, and we're just going to press OK. Right, the module fitted to this vehicle supports both timed and coded security accesses. So we're going to use the timed one. That's where you have to wait 10 minutes. So I'm going to click yes for the coded access on this vehicle. And it says coded accesses require an exchange of information between the vehicle P.A.T.S system and a central database. The database will then return an in code which will allow security access to the P.A.T.S system. Continue. Yes. Code access requires retrieving the security code from the P.A.T.S system and exchanging the security out code for the security in code. The in code will then be entered into the diagnostic tester and security access is given. Forscan, this is what you pay the extra for when you sign up for the license. Forscan can generate the in code for you. Would you like to do that now? Yes. If not, you can use an external in code generator, but we're going to use this Forscan one. So as you can see on the list of things there, it's generating an in code apparently. We're only down to sort of 4% at the moment, so we've got to wait for that one. Sorry about the glare, folks, but we're doing the best we can. It says in code entered was not correct. Please check and enter. So I don't know what's happened there. It's supposed to have generated its own one, so okay. We asked Forscan to generate the code again, so we'll try again. See, this is what we come at. We couldn't gain access to the PCM. There is the other option to get an external in-code generated, which we've also tried as well before, but we'll try it again now. We've cleaned them earth points up and see what that does. And as you can see there, we've got security access denied. So that's a different message than we got before. So I don't know why that is. I'm going to press OK, and it just takes us, it cycles us back to the main menu again. So as I said to you, we want to do the ignition key erase again. I'm going to try it one more time, folks. We've also tried ignition key programming. We've also tried spare keys programmable. We've also tried help, and we've also tried exit. On all times we failed, but I'm going to try this one more time. Do you wish to use coded access on this vehicle? I don't know what happens if you press no there, so let's try no. So it says, do we want coded access? Requires a time delay, so we're going to go for that. So maybe now we have to wait for a certain amount of time, and it says there it will take approximately 12 minutes. We're trying to do it without the coded access, and as you can see straight away, it's come up security access denied. So that's the situation we're in, folks, with this PCM or P.A.T.S system reprogramming. So we can try spare keys programmable. We click on that one and click OK. I'm going to click no for the in code because it didn't register an in code. And we're going to try and click that again. And it should wait 12 minutes again for security access to allow us in to be able to program keys. And straight away, security access denied. So we're not too sure what this is, what's causing this, whether it's a damaged PCM or ECU problem, but we know it's had a different ECU in it, and maybe that's not paired up properly. I don't know. So that's the situation we're in at the moment, and we've got to somehow get over this. So we'll come back to you in a minute when we've done a bit more research to see if we can get any further with this. Okay, folks, here we are. We've got a whole list of logs here of things we've tried. We're in the service procedure menu where we're trying to do any of these followings: ignition key programming, ignition key erase, spare key programmable. That's all that you can do with the regards to the P.A.T.S system. And all the way down the line there, you can see that we've P.A.T.S programming has been started. Number of keys stored, it says none. Spare keys programmable, which is what we try to do, enabled. No keys are programmed to this module, and yet below that, the next thing it comes up with 255 keys stored. So I don't quite know what's going on there. There's a bit of a discrepancy there. And then when we're trying to gain access, it generates an encode, and then it says security access denied. Again, we tried something different. Number of stored keys, it's telling us is 255. We're now trying to program a spare key. Please ensure a master key is inserted, which we're not sure if we've got a master key, although we have got a master key that come with the car. We've got 2 keys that come with the car. It's saying stored keys 255 again. Spare keys programmable enabled. Please ensure a master key is inserted again, because we tried it again. Nothing. All the way down. Number of keys stored. We've tried that 3 times, as you can see there. Then it's trying to gain security access. Then we've gone without the encode way of doing it, and that means that you've got to wait 12 minutes. It didn't get to 12 minutes. It was only probably about 13 or 14 seconds, and it says security access denied again. So again, we tried yet again one of the different procedures, and again, security access denied. So that's where we're at the moment. If you go back to the top of the screen there, so the only things that are available to us in this P.A.T.S system here are ignition key programming, ignition key erase, and spare keys programmable. There's nothing else there. It's telling us there's 255 stored keys there. So if we just click OK, again, we're going to cancel that because we've done this so many times. Cancel. Go back to the top of the page, and it says service procedures. These are the only service procedures available to us. P.A.T.S programming, which we're in now. The PCM, which we've reset, and that's supposed to have reset OK, and also the ABS service bleed, which is nothing to do with this actual issue. So that's where we are. I'm not too sure where we can go any more with this, because we've used all the P.A.T.S programming test points available to us in Forscan. We've reset the PCM, but it does say that there is a PCM possible fault, and it could be, we're no further down the line with that one. So we've got to reinvestigate this now. One thing we don't seem to be too clear on, we understand that there is a ring around the key which reads the transponder in the actual key. There's a transponder inside this key fob here, and situated around the key, which you can't see behind this cowling, is a transponder for the P.A.T.S system, which sends a signal to the PCM. But one thing we're not sure about is the PCM the same thing as the ECU? Because it's telling us that there is a PCM possible fault. Now, we don't know whether we can change the PCM. It does give us a PCM number on here, so if it is available, we need to have a look at possibly changing that. But we are under the impression that Ford have actually put a temporary or a different ECU in here. Now, whether or not that seems to be an issue, I don't know. But this is where we are at the moment, folks.
Yeah.
And we've got to find out what it is. So there's going to have to be a part 3 on this. Unfortunately, you've now seen where we are.
In the car.
In the car that don't run. Well, I say don't run. It will start up. And then it will do that. We've cleaned the earths up because someone suggested that. The rapid flashing is still happening, showing that the P.A.T.S system is still engaged. We have thought about bypassing the P.A.T.S system, but we haven't got any information on that. There is a few videos, sketchy videos on YouTube about that, but we're not too sure exactly what they're talking about because it's not really made clear. You can't find a wiring diagram because obviously it's a security system for Fords, and that's the situation we're in. So if we do know any Ford technicians out there, or anyone who's actually come up against this problem and got over it, or knows the way to get over it, I'm of the opinion that, as I say, if the PCM needs changing, then I think I've heard someone mention that the PCM is located on the passenger side where the glove box is. I don't know whether that's true. I don't even know what it looks like because we can't find a wiring diagram. Is the PCM the ECU? If so, we might have to get another ECU in it, and that would possibly have to be programmed. And again, I don't really know whether you can program that with Forscan. It looks like to me at the moment, Forscan can only do the P.A.T.S system. It can do the PCM checks and also the anti-locking brakes system. I may be wrong. If you can put your knowledgeable information about that down in the comment section, we might be able to take this a little bit further.
And what about a lot of people keep mentioning about the soldering the clusters, but that's on the like the focuses with the immobiliser light that's actually on the dashboard, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Some people said that the clusters are known for the solders drying out, the soldering joints drying out on that. But I don't think that's on this type on the Mondeo. I think because that's the Ford Mondeo, the Ford Focus. I've heard people saying they've had poor connections and they've hit the top of the dashboard like that, for example. Someone did say hit the dashboard. Look, we're hitting it, but it's the same fault, folks. So it's not that either. We've got conflicting information saying that the car has got no keys programmed to it, and then it's saying it's also got 255 programmed to it.
So we're going to leave it here for this little one, and there will be a part 3, as Soppy says. And until next time, we'll see you about.